very strong opponent. He's heavy and he's strong. So it's not easy to handle this guy, but I will find a solution for him. After that, I will make 2 weeks holiday and relax and recover from pain, from everything, from the hard training. And after everything will come to you. So, and then you relax and then you will pick up your ass. My ass is Fury. And Fury, I know you will see that interview. Take the fight, my friend. Stop ducking me. From 2017, you was talking about me. You won't fight me. For what you wait? You waiting? I get 40 years old or 42 years old. You want to fight old man, and then you will say you beat me. Fury, that's a message for you. Stop ducking me. Make the fight happen, my friend. After Francis Ngannou, we can make a big fight in Saudi Arabia. You and me. This is the personal message for you, my friend.
Thank you. I'm sure he will watch this, hopefully before the press conference tomorrow. So great stuff. Mahmoud, always appreciate your time. Very best of luck with the camp for Miller. And yeah, let's speak again soon.
Inshallah, my friend. Thank you for this call. I wish you all the best.
Those are the words of Mahmoud Charr. Mahmoud Charr calls out Tyson Fury, and he has a lot to say about the heavyweight division. Okay. I was going to make a couple videos. Let me do it all in one. Okay. First, he said that Daniel Dubois is a quitter. Okay. Well, you can't argue with that too much because a lot of people think that he's a quitter. He also said that Anthony Joshua is mentally broken, and he calls Oleksandr Usyk cruiserweight. Therefore, he's not interested in Anthony Joshua. He's not interested in Oleksandr Usyk, and he only wants to fight Tyson Fury. And let me counterpunch. First of all, Mahmoud Charr, inshallah. Check this out. How are you going to qualify yourself to fight Tyson Fury when he's the WBC champ and you're the WBA regular that you had given back to you by the basis on the WBA? And really, technically, if you want to think about it, you're fighting Jarrell Miller for the WBA regular. So you got to get past Miller first. And I think Miller has a better chance of beating you than you beating him. Why? Because Miller's actually been training. Yeah, he's been off a while, but he's actually been more active than you, sir. Okay, that's one. Two, you call Oleksandr Usyk a cruiserweight and you're not interested in fighting Oleksandr Usyk, but then yet that would be the easiest way for you because that's the same route that Daniel Dubois took to get to the road to a real championship because you have the WBA regular, which means that someday you will be a mandatory. You're not even a mandatory for the belts yet. Okay? And when I mean belts, because it's one person that has 4 belts, including the IBO. Okay? So I don't get that. Calling him a cruiserweight, Anthony Joshua, if you really want to make money, that's who you would fight and let him break your nose again. You know what I mean? And see if you can handle a guy like that. But then, it's so many people that you don't want to fight, but you just want to fight Tyson Fury. It sounds like to me you're only trying to target certain fights based on your preference. And so many fighters do that these days. It's sickening because when they don't get what they expected to have, then they end up not fighting anybody. Or if they end up fighting somebody, it's going to be a nobody. It ain't going to be somebody that we heard of. It's going to be somebody that we haven't. So I think, if anything, Mahmoud Charr, you pretty much giving your take on the heavyweight division, Dubois, Joshua, Oleksandr Usyk and company. You're not really realistic with what you're trying to do. Yes, you co-hosted a smear campaign for Anthony Joshua, a.k.a. Anthony Pussywa, right? And you thought it was going to go in your favor fighting Tyson Fury. And it didn't. But that's what Tyson does. He's going to cling and click up to anybody that's talking about his enemy. Is the enemy of the enemy my friend or my enemy? You know what I'm saying? It's probably another enemy with Tyson Fury. He did the same thing with Deontay Wilder. See, understand something. If Deontay Wilder wouldn't have smeared Joshua so bad, first of all, that fight that they had with each other wouldn't have been as big. And second, Tyson Fury tolerated that because he didn't like Anthony Joshua either. So it's like they merged together to host a smear campaign by fighting each other. Okay, and then really fighting, because by the second fight, Tyson really didn't even want to fight him. He got the deal with ESPN, and we should have known by 2019 that Tyson Fury was solely about the money by taking that deal versus going right into a Deontay Wilder rematch, if you guys can remember that, okay? Because he took the money, and then counter-offered Wilder some bullshit deal, which, why would he take that $2-3 million? He just made $2 or $3 million over on PBC Fox. Why would I leave Fox to go to ESPN and they're giving me the same amount of money? You know what I mean? Versus the Zone gave him this amount of money where, he was down here getting the same amount of money he was with PBC Fox with Al Heyman. So I get Wilder for that. But what am I saying that for? I'm saying that is because a lot of times these fighters, they click together to help each other, and at times because they don't like a common person, and the common person is Anthony Joshua. Since Mahmoud Charr didn't like Joshua, Tyson Fury didn't like Joshua, then he felt, well, hey, we can come together too. But guess what? There's nothing that you can offer Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury doesn't give a shit about the WBA belt, especially when he's had the rest of the belts anyway at a different point of time, fighting someone that destroyed you, Klitschko. Okay, so I don't think that it's really, realistic of what he's talking about. He's mentally broken. I'm not interested in Joshua nor Usyk. I'm like, okay, you're not interested in being a champion. Your mind is way past your limitations. That's what I see Mahmoud Charr. He was just giving the belt, and what the hell was he doing since then? We don't know. I guess walking tigers or bears or whatever he was doing over there, right? Or lions, was it? One of them. But anyway, I mean, he wasn't really fighting. He wasn't preparing himself. We don't know what condition that he's in. We just know he's kind of a buff, mean-looking cat. You know what I mean? But other than that, what has he really done? Let's take a look, man. I just really have to see what Mahmoud Charr has been up to. All right. Let's take a look at his box rec, okay? Mahmoud Charr. We have 34 wins, 4 losses, 3 by KO of those 4 losses, and 20 by knockout, okay? So that puts him in 38 fights, okay? So we have 38 bouts. Diamond Boy, okay? When was his last fight? Let's take a look. His last fight was last year with Nuri Safiri. Okay, and that was a TKO. All right. All right, and that was in Germany. Okay, and he fought again in 2022, Nikola Malasic. Okay, Nikola Malasic. All right, and that was in May. Okay, all right. So before that, May of 2021. Then you took a whole 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, you took a 4-year layoff since then. So you're just basically in the last 2 years came back into the ring, and in the last year you haven't fought at all. So look, this inactivity from Mahmoud Charr, and he is how old now? How old is he? 38. Okay, so he's 38 years old. Haven't fought this year, so you're a little rusty. You fought December of last year by a guy we never heard of. In fact, I'm looking at this resume, and it was Vitaly Klitschko, not Vladimir. Okay, that was his claim to fame by getting his ass whooped by him and Povetkin and Johan Duhaupas. Come on, man. And Bradus? Like these guys, okay, with the exception of Vitaly and Alexander Povetkin, because those are high on the horse names. Joanne Dunapas, not so much. Styles make fights. Bradis, listen, Mahmoud Charr is a guy that I think he thinks a lot more of himself than other people. You know what I mean? You sometimes in some places people call that delusion of grandeur. Okay, so just looking at Mahmoud Charr say this about everybody and the mom, I think that he won't get the Tyson Fury fight. I think Tyson Fury used him for that purpose and that purpose only. He may get a fight at him if Tyson Fury decides to come back to boxing, but something tells me that Tyson may not come back to the sport. Because see, what Tommy is learning early, he ain't fought nobody. That money he got from Jake Paul probably spoiled him rotten. Let's just be real. Tyson Fury is probably at a point where he's like, you know what? I really don't want to fight these guys. Because if I can fight MMA guys, if he beats Francis Ngannou, which more than likely he will, guess what? He may have another crossover fight with John Jones. You don't know what Tyson Fury's ever going to do. And the sad thing is, Mauricio Sulaiman will find a way to keep him a WBC champion. And at that point, I really suggest people boycott that fucking whole sanctioning body because they're not doing right over there. They're just not. But for Mahmoud Charr, I don't see how he deserves to even fight the guys that he says that he's not interested in. And that's my counterpunch. You guys tell me what you think of Mahmoud Charr's take on the heavyweight division, who he's interested in, who he's not interested in. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!